Yo, what's good, Pippin Dip family? AlliTrades here. It's been a while, but we're finally back. And in today's video, I'm going to be showing you guys the strategy that has made me over $300,000 in profits just this year. This is the same strategy that I've been using this last week to flip $1,900 into $19,000, all done on YouTube Livestream. So if you guys don't know, I go on YouTube Livestream almost every single London session or New York session, depending on the day and the news events. And all you have to do is be subscribed to the YouTube channel and make sure you guys tune into those. Let's get into the charts. The first thing when it comes to this strategy, guys, is I want you to start on the daily time frame. Why do I want you to start on the daily time frame? Because this is such an important level for data, and it's a lot harder to get wicked out and faked out in trades when you're trading off of the daily bias. I want to break down this gold trade that I took on that account flip because that is my most recent proven track record, and I believe that we should show exactly what we've been doing recently. If you guys take a look here on gold, we had this beautiful daily demand zone. Now, the reason why I don't call this an order block is because we don't have a solid candle closure above this wick up here, but it is an insane demand zone that drove price to create a higher high. Now from here, this is a very important step. From the daily time frame, you have to go to the weekly time frame and make sure that your supply and demand zones are exactly in sync. So as you guys can see here on the weekly time frame, you have a beautiful demand zone resting over here, which price then used to go further up. You then want to go down to your lower time frames, such as your 4 hour, your 1 hour, and your minute 15. So when I go to my 4 hour, now that demand zone is also a beautiful order block. Same thing on the 1 hour, as you guys can see here. And if you go to the minute 15, you'll see that same exact setup. Now this is a very important piece of the strategy. So I want you guys to refine all the way down to the lowest time frame you can possibly find that price latches into that order block. So in this case, it was the minute 15 time frame. And if we go to where we entered from, it was actually when price reached this area here. Now, this is a very important thing that I want you guys to take note of. Our goal as traders is to trade against the weakness of the market. Now, what do I mean by that? If the market has been moving extremely bearish, then that means that it is a very strong move down, and we don't want to be trading against that. But what we want to do is find out where the weakness is in that move, confirm that weakness, and then act upon that to make our money. So if you guys look over here, you can see we have a massive drop on gold. From this drop, we finally stop and get some bullish momentum, along with a bit of ranging over here. From this move, I then highlighted just this little order block resting at the bottom over here, but I didn't like how on the minute 15 we didn't break structure. So I went down to my minute 5 and found out this looks like a clean order block. Not only is it a clean order block, and when price comes down to retest this level, what we see is we run through this imbalance. We clear this liquidity resting over here, and then price rejects and comes back up. So I wanted to find a clear-cut breakup structure towards the upside before I got into any moves on this. Well, I was very patient, and as you guys can see, here we got our break, and I was actually in just off of this candle right here. Now, when it came to my stop loss, I could have shortened it to this level here, but I figured if I can use the daily and the weekly stop loss in alignment with my trade and still get a good risk to reward, then that is my most ideal opportunity and the way that I'll make the most money. So I actually used the entirety of this zone. Now, when it comes to your take profit levels in this strategy, there is one thing I recommend, and it is going to the 1 hour time frame. And from the 1 hour time frame, I want you to find an imbalance in the market, then look at the liquidity resting before that imbalance in the market. The reason why I say look at the liquidity before the imbalance is everybody believes that market wants to go fill in the imbalance, but this is not true. The imbalance is like a magnet, and the strongest point of the magnet is going to be the liquidity resting before it. So oftentimes you'll see the liquidity get swept and then price reverse. So in this case, I identify my imbalance as this massive drop over here. Now, a lot of people would be targeting the fill of this area. To me, I wanted to find some equal wicks, such as this area right here, to then take my profits at. So I set my take profit level right here, and as you guys can see, price started to move in my direction. And the second we cleared Asia highs, I waited for price to create a higher low and a higher high on the higher time frames. Then I can move my stop loss to break even, and I'm in a risk-free trade. It ranges for a little bit, and as you guys can see, nothing gets stopped out right there, and we make our ways upwards, and eventually price magnets to take profit. Now, this strategy, when used correctly, is one of the best, if not the best strategy I've ever seen. So I want to show you guys another example on an absolutely amazing move that we caught. And this was on Australian dollar to Japanese yen. So it's the same thing. Go to your daily time frame. identify your demand zone or your supply zone on your daily time frame. In this case, we used this one right here. Now you go to your weekly time frame and make sure that this level is in alignment with the weekly time frame. So as you guys can see here, this is in alignment with the weekly time frame. This was the last bullish candle wick before we had a massive bearish move. So then when you go down to your 4-hour and your 1-hour and your 15-minute, you can then start to refine the right ways and find the right entry. One important thing that you want to see is the liquidity resting right above that order block that we're looking to take. So here we had this liquidity right here. Now, if I'm a bank or if I'm a big institution, I don't want to enter leaving other people with money in their pockets. I want to enter when I've taken their money off the table and now I'm eating more for myself. So I want to see that liquidity get swept before I actually enter the trade. So as you guys can see here, price did make that beautiful sweep and a drop. But when we break down exactly how this happened, and once again, this was taken on live stream, so make sure you guys tune into those because it is free gems for everyone. You go to your minute 15 and you start to wait for the weakness against the market. In this case, we go to my minute 5 and I can see we have this massive bullish move, massive push towards the upside. Then price starts to consolidate a little bit and I'm starting to see weakness against the buyers. And now I'm waiting for something to confirm this before I can take this down. So at this point, we've seen weakness against the buyers. We've just swept those highs and we've also swept Asian session highs. And then price trickles back down and eventually closes back into that accumulation or that consolidation range. When we close back into there, I shorted my position here and I use my stop loss above that daily and that weekly demand zone. Now, once again, I go to my 1-hour time frame and I start looking for my most optimal take profit. So here, I didn't really see any imbalances in the market. So what I wanted to do was find the first rejection order block that I think has not been played into yet, because that's where my profit target will be. So when I looked at the chart, I said, okay, this could have been an order block, but then it would have been played into here. So then I checked for my next level and I really like this one right here because this is an order block. There's liquidity resting above it, as you guys can see over here. And then there is nothing that's been played into yet. This was my take profit level. And as you guys can see, price literally shoots to it like a magnet. I hope you guys were able to learn something new in this video. If you guys did, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And also stay tuned to see how far we can run this account flip. I mean, we started at $1,900 and now we went to $19,000. All of it has been taken with healthy habits. I've already withdrawn $11,000 from this account. And some people might ask, why would you do something like that? But to me, it's like, hey, if I was able to generate these profits once and I'm a real trader, then I can do them again. I hope to see you guys in the next video. Stay tuned. Peace out.